the cog. For 10 years, you were just a number in a system that didn't know you existed. You were invisible, and you thought that was your safety. Then the screen turned red. You found the anomaly. Project Chrono. It wasn't surveillance, it was a weapon designed to freeze lives before they even committed a crime. You did the only logical thing. You didn't just look, you siphoned it. 16 gigabytes of secrets. That is now the weight of your new life. Walking out was easy. You blended into the grey tide of employees. The system was looking for enemies, not the analyst who knows too much. Step 1. Kill the signal. Your phone is a spy in your pocket. You drop it in the trash, and for the first time, you are truly alone in the dark. Meet Silas. He is the agency's shadow. He doesn't look for faces. He looks for the patterns you leave behind. He just found your first footprint. Meet Silas. He is the agency's shadow. He doesn't look for faces. He looks for the patterns you leave behind. He just found your first footprint. They freeze you in seconds. No bank account, no identity. You are officially erased from the economy. If you want to survive, you need cash and ghosts. Survival has an exchange rate. $5,000 for a car with no paper trail. $200 for a phone that doesn't exist on any map. You trade your past for a few more hours. The near miss. Silas is inches away. Searching for a ghost, you blend into the green and grey, realizing that your only shield is starting to crack. Driving south, you avoid every highway camera, every digital eye that could report your location. The road is long, but your time is getting shorter. Silas doesn't sleep. He's calculating your fuel consumption, your hunger, your fatigue. He knows you need to stop. He's just waiting for you to pick the wrong station. Sleep is a luxury you can no longer afford. Every snapping twig sounds like a gunshot. You learn to live in the gaps between the heartbeats of the agency. They don't hunt with boots anymore. They hunt with thermal math. A drone in the sky sees what you feel, the heat of your fear. You're no longer a man. You're an anomaly in a red box. The grid is closing. To beat the machine, you have to go back to paper and ink. You find a mountain pass that doesn't exist on any GPS. This is your only exit. The crossing. You use a dead man's name to buy a few more hours of life. The computer is fast, but you have to be colder than the algorithm. Don't blink. Survival has a high exchange rate. $5,000 for a mask and a car with no papers. You pay ghosts to create a new ghost. You're trading your life savings for minutes of silence. Step 1. Divide and conquer. You don't trust the internet. You trust a dead drop. If you disappear tonight, the truth about Project Chrono will still live in this wall. The world is getting smaller. You cross the water to a country with no extradition, but you realize that the agency has no borders. They are already here, waiting in the mist. Was it worth it? To live in a room you can never leave, in a city where no one knows your name. You are still here. And in this world, just existing is the ultimate act of rebellion. Level 5. The counter-strike. You don't just run anymore. You sit in the dark and start cutting the wires of the system that's hunting you, one line of code at a time. Silas found the anomaly. Your digital footprint was small, but for a hunter like him, a small spark is enough to start a fire. The net is closing. They don't knock. They arrive like shadows in the night. You have exactly 45 seconds to become a ghost again. Gravity is your only friend now. You trade the safety of the basement for the cold wind of the rooftops. Don't look down, just move. A high-speed chase in a digital city. Every traffic light, every sensor is trying to trap you. You're not just driving a car. You're navigating a maze of death. The tunnel is a blind spot. 3 kilometers of concrete where the drones can't see your heat. This is where you make the turn they don't expect. Identity is a suit you change when it gets too dirty. New car, new plates, new name. You leave the old you behind in the shadows of the parking lot. Silas arrives to find a cold chair and a silent room. He realized you're not just running. You're playing a game he hasn't learned yet. You're becoming the hunter. You look back at the city that tried to swallow you. It's a beautiful machine, but it's broken. And you're the only one with the code to fix it or destroy it. The hunt isn't over. It's just getting started. Now you're not just surviving. You're coming for the man in the black vest. See you in the next level. The counter algorithm. You don't just hide your data, you poison the system. You create 1,000 digital ghosts to keep Silas chasing shadows while you prepare your next move. Then the screen turned red. You found the anomaly, Project Chrono. It wasn't surveillance, it was illegal decision logic. Predictive arrest, target neutrality list, and your name was at the top. While everyone else was focused on the headlines, you knew you had to strike at the source. 16 gigabytes of Project Chrono, every illegal surveillance node, every predictive arrest target is now on this drive. The first close call. Silas walks past you, only inches away. You blend into the green and grey, realizing that invisibility is your only shield. And it just got a crack. Survival has an exchange rate. $5,000 for a car with no paper trail. You pay ghosts to create ghosts. Trade your savings for minutes of silence. Divide and conquer. You don't trust a network. You trust a dead drop. The black drive around your neck is a bullseye. You establish a network of dead drops. It's safe, but it makes you slower. Walkout was remarkable only because it was so unremarkable. The badge still worked. The gates still opened. They didn't know that the man they were letting walk out was carrying the institution's greatest weapon. The cash transaction contact, white masked face, reference image _10.png style mask, is now handing him a car key and a burner flip phone. You change your suit, you change your identity, you pay for silence. You approach a border crossing, using your own passport for the first time in months. Bet you are gambling that Ingrid's question in the Oslo cafe was right. Was it worth it? You find country with no extradition, but a life permanent resident in a single city is not freedom. Was it worth it? Knowing the truth cost you everything, but staying silent would cost you everything you are. Level 9, the transit. You don't take the main lines anymore. You wait for the ghost trains, the ones that don't appear on the digital boards. You're moving through the empty veins of the city. Silas is getting closer. He stopped looking for your face and started listening for your digital heartbeat. Every byte you send, every code you crack, is a flare in the dark for him. You find sanctuary in the rust. The agency's sensors don't like heavy metal and industrial interference. Here, in the heart of the abandoned zone, you finally have room to build your counterattack. You're not just hiding, you're building an infection. A digital virus that will turn Project Chrono against itself. If they want to track everyone, you'll give them too much to track. Silas is on the ground now. He's tired of screens. He wants to feel the wet pavement and the cold air. He's hunting you with his own eyes, and his eyes never miss a detail. You change the one thing they always look for. Without the glasses, you're just another tired face in the crowd. It's a risk, but in a world of machines, being human is the best disguise. 10 floors of silence. You can hear his heart beating, or maybe it's yours. To him, you're just another worker. The disguise is working, for now. You left him a breadcrumb, a code he can't ignore. You're inviting him to the final stage of the game. You're no longer the prey. You're the architect of the meeting. The city's veins are dark and cold, but the sensors don't reach down here. You're moving through the guts of the system, heading straight for the heart of the agency. You've arrived. Level 10, the source. The only way to stop the hunt is to walk into the lion's den and delete the truth from the inside. The end is beginning. Level 11, the breach. You are inside the lungs of the machine. One wrong move, one loud breath, and the sensors will find you. But you've practiced being a ghost for too long. The core. This is where Project Chrono lives. It's not just data, it's a physical monument to control. You look at the towers of blinking lights and realize how much damage a single person can do. You plug in the virus, It's a digital infection designed to overwrite the tracking logic. For the next 60 seconds, the agency will be blind, and so will Silas. For the first time in his career, Silas is in the dark. The grid is gone. The maps are dead. He realizes that the ghost is finally in the house. The inevitable meeting. Two men, two philosophies, one hallway. No more screens, no more drones. Just the hunter and the architect of his failure. Silas asks why. You tell him it's not about the secret, it's about the choice. A world without choices isn't a world worth living in, even if that choice leads here. The delete command. You pull the plug on Project Chrono. Years of illegal data, centuries of predicted crimes, all gone in a single heartbeat of electricity. The system is crashing and the building is waking up. You disappear into the smoke, leaving Silas with the ruins of his perfect grid. You're not a target anymore. You're a ghost again. The sun comes up on a world that is a little less certain and a lot more free. The hunt is over, but the journey to rebuild is just beginning. You leave the glasses behind. You don't need to hide your eyes anymore, because for the first time in a decade, nobody is looking for you. You are just another person in the crowd, and that is the ultimate victory.